Hang on.
Welcome to Retail, everybody. It feels like it's been forever since we did Retail with a guest, but I guess we have. I don't know. But Dan Brown is back. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Whoa. What the fuck? I get to do the introductions.
What? Why do I? You have to?
I mean, it's kind of my thing. I was literally outside just prepping them.
You weren't. You were shaking a bottle in front of us and scolding me because I shared a podcast.
Am I not on camera anymore? What's going on?
No, you're not on camera. You're too busy being mean.
No, you were being mean. Taking my responsibility.
All day
He's a manager.
All day you've been mean. Fuck you, Dan. All day.
that is manager energy, Dan.
I don't know why. I went to share a podcast with the world, and Bobby, who's the one who brought the verbal racism to that podcast,
it wasn't racist, but it could be misinterpreted.
Yeah. By the way, and if I turn into a transsexual, my name's gonna be misinterpreted. It's gonna be my stage name, and that'll be awesome. But until then, I wanted to share it because most of our audience likes fun play on words that do dumb things like that.
Well, if they like fun play on words, then they should spend the money and get on patreon.com/Pat Oates Show, and then they can enjoy it.
And I felt bad because Jack O, I didn't think he was going to be any good. And at first, yes, you and I were carrying it, but once he hit his groove, he did very well.
Jack O's great.
He did well. Let's calm down with the word great, but he did well. And it was great to a very high word. Dan Brown is, but so we got there. We got this morning. You're like, hey, that's the text I get. Hey, easy or whatever. Fucking whoa. I think whoa was actually the words. I think you texted whoa at me.
Easy now. Yeah.
And I was like, I just want to share it with the people. So we do that. And we set up the podcast today. And, okay, before we start anything else, I have a bone to pick with you, Mr. Tamburo. Last week, I was a sleepy man. I was working tons of hours. I know you were running around like crazy, too. We're both busy bees. And I was saying to you, I don't know how many podcasts I can do. And you're like, got to do 2. So the last day we recorded, you got to do 2. Got to do it. We owe it to the people. We owe it to podcast. But I said, fine. Like normal. I record 1, you record 1. So I did it. I'm exhausted. I get the other one out. All I'm waiting is for you to send me the second one that we had to fucking do so the people can have it. 4 fucking days later, you sent it to me. We could have recorded it any other day. This is what's hard being a manager. I gotta deal with fucking peons like you guys who fucking don't listen and want everything. Dude, but at the end of the day,
you are such a manager. You are such a manager because you're focused on the minutia and you're missing the big picture. The pod's out to the people. They're gonna love it.
Minutia is French for minorities, by the way. I want everyone to know that. That's what he's talking about, minorities.
It's all good, baby.
I don't know what was in my water, but I just swallowed something that wasn't in water.
That's not good.
Oh. I know what it wasn't. Hold on. It wasn't whatever the fuck this is that I got in the mail.
Hey, man, that stuff's good. You should help Max out.
Max is great. Hey, Max, you're great. Stop fucking DMing us.
You can DM me, Max. I like you.
You're nice, but guess what? Guess who doesn't DM us? Soak City us. They just let us do the fucking ad.
And then the ghost are supposed to come on.
They pay us too. Yeah, he's actually been busy for the last 2 weeks. Next Wednesday, he's on.
Okay.
He's had a bunch of shit going on. He's been wanting to come on, but he's actually got a real business. So
anyway, this is the Pat Oates Show Retail Edition with your host.
Brought to you.
I was gonna get there. God damn it.
Brought to you by this condom for fish women, whatever it is, Ariel.
All right. This is the Pat Oates Show Retail Edition.
Can you read the pun, Dan?
Hemp infused sleep gummies. Strawberry. Wait. Hibernation.
Get it? Hibernation. Waka waka.
So this is the Pat Oates Show Retail Edition with your host, Pat Oates. And as always, his lovely co-host, Bobby Tamburo. It's brought to you by Ariel CBD. Hit up Max Brangle across social media to get it.
No.
And our special guest today, he told us, or Wendy, yeah, either one. And our special guest today, Dan Brown, who told us right before the podcast he peed on somebody once. Dan Brown, everybody. Dan.
Hey, everybody. How's it going? Yeah, I did pee on somebody once. It's sort of, the story doesn't start out relating to retail, but it kind of
All right,
ends.
real quick. Okay, Bobby, you did great, but can we like lead up? Because it just sounds weird. Here's your whole introduction. Before the show, Dan said Dan didn't just pop on Zoom and yell I pee on people. Let's talk about it. For those of you wonderful people that are on the Patreon and checked out our last retro show, which is at 2013 with the very funny Jack O, that show we did, and we were just talking about there with other things in it. There was a story about a guy in 2013 in a movie theater in Portland, Oregon, an older man who got up and in the middle of the movie just started to pee. But he peed right in front of himself onto a teenage boy who was with his parents. And another woman in another seat saw that. I guess she was like a war vet or something, and it was dark. She just saw a guy get up, someone moved their head like this, and yelled, gun, gun. And then they called the SWAT team and everybody came in. It was a whole story. So I was telling Dan and Bobby, we were talking about that, comparing it to the other awful things that were on the podcast. I think that's probably the worst thing, not the Steve Kerr's son joke. But either way, that's what we were talking about. And then Dan said, I once peed on someone. So there you go. That's the setup at least. Bobby did it better because comedically yours was better. But I know people be like, what are they doing before Zoom comes on?
That's not how I recall it. I just remember popping in and Dan going, hey guys, I want to talk about this. I peed on somebody one time. And we're like, all right, Dan.
Here's a real pisser. And said that. That bad pun's brought to you by hibernation. If you're having trouble sleeping, take drugs. I've been told they're not drugs, by the way.
No, it's good stuff.
We'll do a read for them later.
Actually, I took them all before the podcast. So,
all?
Yeah, they sent me those, and they sent me some other chill, relax pills.
Oh, you mean, how did you know they were chill, relax pills?
Don't. Was it the Sharpie written on the
How did you know
bag?
they were chill, relax pills? Maybe because it's written by a child on a Ziploc bag? Bye-bye and chill pill. Listen, take 1 to 2 as needed. There's 4.
Here's honestly what happened.
Come on, take 1 to 2 as needed. There's 4. It can only be needed at the most 4.
But all right, here's the thing. I feel like when you start one of these companies, they send you a bunch of samples, and they just broke up their samples and gave them to us, and that's very sweet of them. They're going out of their way. I
wonder if they got sent 1 Sharpie.
I will have I took 4 and then all of the gummies. So we will see how the podcast goes. If you guys particularly enjoy this one, then hey, maybe you buy some Ariel CBD from Wendy.
No, support Wendy. You are right. I'm a jerk. I understand. I don't do drugs. And I said that to them because I made a joke on the podcast that said I was going to take these before a show. No, I wasn't going to. You knew I was kidding. But then Max messaged me. He was like, hey, do this, do that. I'm like, all right, Max, easy. But,
I just tagged in for you and just took everything they sent me before the show.
I appreciate that, but then they told me these aren't drugs. You just took vitamins, I guess.
Hell yeah, dude. I'm gonna be pissing or.
And you want some of these?
Hey, baby, you want to suck my dick?
Maybe.
My cum's gonna be tainted with CBD.
Yeah.
Ariel and Maxime Wendy.
Vibe high and swallow well. Max says right here.
Whoa.
You know
Don't spit out. That's $30 worth. Don't spit that out.
You know what they could have done? Whoa. That's Bitcoin in your mouth, girl. Like, here's my problem with this. Put it in a smaller bag.
Nah, dude. Then they wouldn't be able to write it.
No, it's like if somebody gives you a pizza box and you think there's a full pizza in there, 2 slices left, like son of a bitch. Put it in a Ziploc bag.
What if somebody wait, pizza boxes are lame. What if somebody hang on, let me make sure this doesn't have my personal information on it. What if somebody sends you a cookie box?
I thought you were gonna show the envelope it came in, but I was like, I can't because that's got all my information on it.
So people send you all kinds of like drugs and presents and stuff?
That's just Insomnia Cookies. That's not drugs.
Oh.
Yeah, that place is in New Haven.
Yeah, also nobody sent me these, Dan. I'm lonely and depressed, so I bought
Are you in New Haven right now?
Me?
I'm in Manhattan.
No, they have other places. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's a franchise. It's
I was
basically
giving
the
you a
McDonald's
local
of cookies.
by the college.
I may have been to that place actually. I remember one time a bunch of New Haven comics just decided to walk there, and then we walked to Joker's Wild after it closed, and we just stood outside and sadly looked at it.
That's a 30-block walk.
Mm-hmm.
Good walk.
That's good because Dan, based on how most of your stories, I thought that story was gonna be like, and then I kind of lagged behind the group. Then there was this person who like clearly wasn't all there mentally, and they lured me into some alley, and they gave me a really long hug.
That doesn't happen to Dan when there's others around. Dan and I used to drive the show with you. When Dan and I were roommates, Dan would always say, I like going places with you because then crazy people don't come up to me. I think the second I'm not there, they just run to you.
I've had like crazy people follow me through New Haven before. Like one time when I was at a music open mic, this guy like just popped out of the darkness and he was following me, and I was just like, I just turned around and looked at him because he was talking to me. And he was just like, I was just kind of walking backwards, and he was just talking to me all creepily. And he was like, why are you looking at me? Or like, he was like, he said something weird to make me suspicious of him. And then I turned around and I was like, I don't think I want to turn my back on this guy. So I was just kind of like walking backward with my guitar case. And he was just like walking slowly behind me. Like, why are you looking at me? You think I'm going to like do something to you? And he was just like, I don't know. He just kept talking to me. And then finally I got to the corner of the building and I just ran. As soon as I got around the corner, I got in my car and drove away. But yeah, weird people always.
I always think someone's gonna do something to me if they premise it with, "What do you think? I'm gonna do something to you?" Like, I do know. Yeah. Like, that's why we. Yeah, why wouldn't I think that? Now, Dan, speaking of sketchy people from New Haven, guess who's been messaging Bobby a lot?
Ben Ortiz.
Yeah,
nice.
Welcome to the group, buddy. Dan knew right away. We all get it. We all get the messages.
Oh yeah, Ben Ortiz, like he stalks people. Like he gets obsessed with people. Like he'll remember something you did back in 2002, and then he'll bring up the date, the time. Like he'll have a newspaper from the day that it happened.
Where did he want you to bring him to a healthy buffet?
Yeah, he wanted me to bring him to a healthy Chinese food buffet, but I don't think those things exist.
Or Canada, right? Weren't you going to bring him?
He's trying to find sobriety, and God love him. And he keeps hitting me up in times where he's looking for somebody to lead him to sobriety.
But I want you to realize, Bobby, that you're the 50th person he's messaging that day, and he doesn't want sobriety. He just that's his good icebreaker.
But I'm not going to get him there.
No one.
Like, I will help people. I'll do my best. I'll try to find you resources, but I am not what's that thing called? Sponsor. Yeah, I'm not a sponsor. I'm not sober myself. Like, I'm not the right person for it.
Do you get this message? Pat, if I still do Michael J. Fox jokes, am I an asshole?
No, you're not. Just make them
get that one at 6:15 p.m. on July 18th.
He sent me a picture of a morbidly obese Asian woman, and then he wrote the caption underneath, "I'm eating Chinese tonight."
See, that's a fun bit. I don't get fun bits. I get joke help or open mic reports.
Hey, Pat, what did you think of the picture I sent you this weekend?
Oh, I shared that with a lot of people.
Did you really?
Yeah, well, because my buddy, as Dan knows, our older buddy Dion loves Down syndrome stuff. So he thought that was great. I'm looking for your picture, but I was looking at it for it in Ben Ortiz's messages. Like, where's the picture? I realized, oh yeah, that's the wrong guy.
That was a Bobby original.
My kids love that kind of stuff, so they were like, "This is classic."
I forget exactly what he said, but one time he asked me to drive him to Mexico, and I was like,
"Hang on a second, Dan. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but the picture was pornographic in nature. Why did you show that to your kids?"
Oh, see, I don't know if you know this, Dan, but Bobby's an inspiring comic. He's trying one day to be funny. That wasn't it, but one day he will be. If it was pornographic, I jerked off to this.
Does it say, how does a girl with Down syndrome shop for clothes? And is there more on the bottom?
It says probably loudly.
God damn it, whoever made that is funny.
The fact that Bobby thinks that's pornographic in nature makes Bobby a real creeper.
Oh, no, I thought I sent you.
Oh, no, Bobby, you said it. You thought it was pornographic in nature. I just thought it was a fun county girl trying to have some shopping.
I said
it puts the in retail therapy. That's what
I said does. Horrific in nature.
Maybe,
yeah, anyway, moving on.
Don't need to be shopping.
Whoever made
Speaking
that
of
is
retail
funny as
stuff,
fuck.
I performed at City's team again, Bobby, and I was there with Harris
Nice.
Stanton. Do you know Harris?
No.
Harris is awesome. Harris used to open for Patrice. Harris used to open for Tracy Morgan. If Harris opens for you, you either die or get in a terrible car accident. That's like the running joke with Harris. Because he was Patrice's opening act for a while. And Harris, actually, his life is great. He was drafted by the Chicago Cubs in baseball first, had an injury, didn't really make it, whatever. And then he started doing comedy and had to open for those guys and now headlines and stuff. And he's fucking hysterical. When you watch him, you can tell him and Patrice not only were friends, but the influence, not in the joke, like in the way he'll just say something. In the confidence he has, even though it's like a line you're like, that's not even how you're supposed to say it. You should never present this that way to someone. That confidence he has is that Patrice type thing. It's cool to watch. But I was with him there at the same place you and I were at. And I was like, should I do the jokes I did before? But it's a different crowd. It was a very black crowd. And so I did a lot of the retail jokes, same ones.
I'm a manager now. Boo!
No. I mean, oh no, they were cheering for that shit. And I'm telling you, afterwards, a black woman, older, like dressed like she was going to church, like straw hat with the fucking ribbons, she grabs my hand. And it was like the host was there, Christine Flynn, and then Harris standing there, and Ryan showed up. And she grabs my hand and she just goes, bless you, child. You're bringing the love. You're bringing the love. Don't let the big lots get you down. Don't let them keep you down. Keep doing the jokes. The world will come back. You bring it back with your jokes and your love. You made me laugh. You made me smile. Everybody enjoyed it. Everybody loved what you did. I love you. God bless. And she walked away. And I'm like, I don't need anything else in comedy. I want something you need to get paid. That was the greatest thing.
That's incredible. The best I've ever gotten closest to that is people have tried to fight me for my McDonald's jokes at the end. They're like, yo, I work there. That's not what they do. And I'm like, I know, it's a joke. They're like, well, fuck you. You made us seem stupid. I'm like, you do work at a McDonald's. Like,
I did have a black woman say, your Cosby joke's the only one I've ever liked. I was like, that's pretty sweet. She goes, yeah, you didn't say the rape. You just made us think it. I was like, that's what I do. It was clever writing on my part. Thank you. I am proud of it. If
you're intrigued by that kind of humor and you're enjoying this lovely podcast so far with our sexy guest, Dan, come out to the Elbow Room.
Oh, I thought you were going to go to the Patreon and check out some Steve Kerr action.
No, it's the big one. This is all-star game of comedy. Elbow Room, Saturday night, 7 p.m.? 8 p.m. You're going to want
that extra hour to sell tickets.
Yeah, you're going to want to get there at 7 and get in line. It's going to be busy. It's going to be bumping.
By the way,
also,
Bobby.
Hang on. I want to tell the people about this.
Before you do anything, you need to know this. Once again, if we had to rank the greatest Patreon fans, what do you call them? Patrons. Our greatest patrons. All right, Smokey's number one because she's just like a cool person and funny and to donate her picture, but also just I find her hilarious. I think on Twitter, I think she's the best. Number two, and getting close to Smokey. If he gets boobs, he might win. Jonathan Keller. By the way, Bobby, you hear me? Did you run away? This is all for him. I'm doing this for Bobby, and then Bobby ran away. Dan won't appreciate this because this doesn't do it, Dan.
I'm here cautiously.
Spirit, I guess.
I am curious what the fuck you're doing, but go ahead.
Jonathan Keller.
Yeah, is the shit. Love Jonathan.
Bought 2 tickets to the show saying, I can't be there. I'm 1,500 miles away. But if I could be there, I'd be sitting up front with my wife and laughing at 2 of my favorite guys. And again, yeah, that's what I'm trying to fucking do, Bobby. Bring love, asshole. You know what you need, Bobby? You need some fucking chill pills.
Dude, I have all 4 of those, plus all of the gummies in my system right now. I'm just thinking about coming in somebody later, and she's gonna be like, "Hey, Bobby, is there anything you want to tell me? Because my pussy's numb now."
Oh, Bobby, you gotta be like. She's like, "Oh my god, you came in me." She's like, "It's cool. Just take a couple of these." Wait, is that plan B? Nah, but you'll.
Bobby,
chill.
I can't move my tongue's numb, Bobby. Anything you want to tell me?
Yep, you're retarded. Stop shopping loudly.
You've got special needs.
That's my old bit. Look at you. Everybody's calling my bits back. I had somebody the other day say to me, "Goes, you still doing that joke about special needs?" I go, "No, I've moved on." Sorry. That was another thinker.
Or you take all the CBD again.
Bobby, what? Bobby, you want to talk about a dope?
Or is this gonna go in like 3
You want to
hours?
go to Humperdoo? Where? Where, lassie? Humperdoo?
Hoppinol.
I guess my dick wasn't that big because you sound the same with it in your mouth and not in your mouth. Okay.
Bobby, I can't. I'm none below the waist. I am completely incontinent. What
This
the fuck?
mouthful of goo is brought to you by Max and Wendy Breakfast Pills. We're doing the read you way you wanted, Max.
That makes sense. I feel more relaxed.
See, look how I want everyone to realize real quick. Look how happy Bobby is. He's smiling. He's talking about having sex with retarded people. He's leaving the screen to yell at me. You should definitely order this.
Okay. Full disclosure, in addition to the CBD, there was also a lot of THC running through the system as well.
You should definitely order the things that's making Bobby nuts.
Dan, you're so good at animation. Have you animated anything lately?
The last thing I animated was a cartoon. It's actually an image from it is right behind me.
That one guy's from Chicago.
Yeah. It's called Dreams. It's on Ghosty Films on YouTube.
Nice. And they can follow you at Ghosty Films across most social media, right?
Yeah, just about everything except Instagram, where I'm at Dan Brown Comedy.
Awesome. I just always like to get the plug in. You're one of my favorite guests as like a joking, funny kind of comedian, but you're also an incredibly talented animator. So the more we can get that across, the more I'd like to.
Oh, cool. Thank you very much.
And did you see what Frankie Hill put on fucking Facebook yesterday?
About him being the terror of Watertown.
Yeah, he goes in. Frankie's been on the show. Frankie goes into public groups of towns and just starts trolling them, but uses the same thing. They keep letting him back in. He went in and he does it again, and he just goes. He's like, recommendation needed, looking for a shock collar, and he tells you all the fucking wattage he needs, and he goes, it's for my 6-year-old son. Kid keeps getting out and running around. I'm tired of having to watch him all the time. So some people are trying to joke back, but when they try to joke back, he just insults them and gets mad at them. He's like, take this seriously. So even the ones that can tell it's a joke and he yells at them, it's just like, it's insane what he's.
I love it.
Oh, it's the best.
I love when he wrote that he lost, or he won this lawsuit against Toys for Tots, and then he wanted recommendations for how to start a soup restaurant called Soup Barn, and all these people were like, wait, you won a settlement against Toys for Tots? And he was like, soup inquiries only, please, or soup comments only. Like, he just kept directing the conversation back to soup. I love how like deranged he is.
He is deranged.
He has a very world-weary manner.
Oh.
So this is
Dan,
retail.
you peed on somebody.
Yeah. I was a kid at the time. Like, this sort of
thought you said this tied into retail.
It does later on, because like I knew the kid that I peed on for years afterward. But
I hope this is a revenge story where Dan gets bullied as a kid and then 20 years later, pees in a guy's face. Go on, Dan.
I hope it's bonding porn. Now we're friends.
So, like, when I first moved to West Haven, Connecticut, like, I didn't have a lot of friends, but I used to hang around with this kid named Nick, and he was like a kind of a psycho. And there was this other kid in the neighborhood. Let's just call him Charlie Quarkenbush. And this kid had like one eye.
I remember that name.
Okay, let's call him Charlie. Yeah. But so he had one eye going this way and he had one eye going that way.
Like two Forrest Whitakers.
Yeah.
Kanye West looking.
Double Forrest Whitaker.
Kanye East and West.
He always had a Kool-Aid mustache on his face and like probably a little bit of dirt on his face. And he had like a kind of a curly afro. He wasn't a black guy, but he had like a curly, almost afro-like hair. I don't know if he was Jewish, but
No,
that's
but they
kind of
call
like
it
what
a
it
Jew
was.
fro.
Yeah. He had a speech impediment too, so he like couldn't really pronounce his R's correctly. And so like the first time I saw this, I was hanging out at this kid Nick's house, and this kid
Was his last name Kerr?
it was Quarkenbush.
Oh.
And so he wandered. So this Kool-Aid mustache kid with the two different direction eyes.
Bush?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's almost as bad.
Yeah.
Nick Quirkenbush.
But this kid walked into the yard, and this dude Nick just starts kicking him and laughing. And this kid Charlie Quirkenbush, he's getting kicked, and he's like not even fighting back. Like he just falls down to the ground. He's crying, and then he falls on the ground, and this kid Nick just keeps kicking him. And I was just like so shocked, and I was just like staring, like I didn't even know what to do. And so finally this kid gets away, and then he goes and sits on the curb, and he's crying. And so he, like the kid like starts talking to me, and I could barely understand him because of his speech impediment. And he was like, how would you like it if you didn't have any friends at all? And I was just like, it was like the weight of that was too heavy, and I just stood there stupidly. But I was a dumb kid, so I just kept hanging around with this other kid that kicked him. And so like all the kids in the neighborhood would constantly mock this kid. And like there was this girl named Heather who was at his bus stop, and she would always pretend to be in love with him. And he was like so happy that this like attractive girl was like pretending to be in love with him, but everybody was laughing at him.
Wait, did he have a speech impediment, or was he retarded?
I don't think he's retarded. I mean, later he like learned how to play the violin, and he did.
Oh, retards can do that.
Oh, well, I think he was into computers and stuff. But anyway, like, so when I was walking to the bus stop at that time, like in this wasn't in high school, but like there was this coffin factory like right across the street from where I lived.
That is not what they call it.
What do you call a coffin factory?
I don't know, but I know it's not called the coffin factory.
Oh, well, they made coffins, and
oh, I thought you meant like it was like a cigarette plant, like it was just a place to.
Is there coffin?
No. So like there was this. Sometimes we'd go down and play in the parking lot of the coffin factory.
That's perfect. The coffin factory.
Like a casket. Yeah, but like the
casket. Working here 30 years.
That was my nickname for my ex-girlfriend's pussy, the coffin factory. Because it was killer pussy, Dan.
Anyway, like we would go down and play in this.
She must have loved your sweet talk. We throw my face down in your coffin.
We both know that wasn't happening. So I'm goddamn Batman.
Might as well, because there's so many foreigners coming out of.
Put your face down in my coffin factory, Michael Douglas.
Yeah, take that, Catherine Zeta-Jones. Go ahead. So anyway,
wait, the coffin factory, not the lab in Wuhan, China.
Anyway, we would go down, like we'd go down in this the parking lot of this coffin factory, and like on the other side of the coffin factory there was like this little river, and like all the drain water from all the neighborhoods and like the laundry gray water would pour down into this river, and then it would go into this big pipe, and then the pipe would go down into the graveyard and empty into this river down there. And so one time, my brother and this kid Nick were walking down through this little shortcut, and there was Charlie Quirkenbush in the river, and he was like playing in the river, and he would tell us about how he used to go down into this sewer pipe and play down in the sewer. And
that's how you drown.
Yeah, but like he was trying to convince us to go down in the sewer with him and play with him. And so
no, I've seen it.
Yeah. But so this kid Nick was like just started ripping on him and making fun of him, and like at the time, like I just saw all this cruelty to him, and like Nick was half Asian, like he was half Chinese, and people would just constantly be making Asian jokes and stuff like that, and
hopefully
like
it wasn't his lower half. That's the worst part to have.
And you were so tired of laughing at all those jokes, your abs hurt too bad, so you had to put a stop to it.
You want his brain to be Chinese, not his dick. So if you get the half, you want the top half to be Asian.
Yeah. But like I guess at that time I was like, all the kids just seemed like they were really cruel and assholes. And at that time I was just like, wow, it's like every time I did something crazy or weird, like it like that's when people liked me. Like people would laugh when I did weird things.
Yeah.
And so this kid was standing down in the water, and we were standing up on the top of the pipe, like on this other parking lot. There's a part like not from this hair salon that was like above the pipe, and we were just standing up there, and Nick was just like shitting on this kid, like making fun of him and laughing at him for playing in the sewer. And so like I had all these dumb ideas as a kid about how like all the cool kids would laugh at him. So I just unzipped my pants and I peed on him. Yeah. And it got like a huge laugh. Like people were like laughing really hard at him. But I always felt really bad about doing that. Like I feel like that was one of my lowest moments in life. But
that was your lowest moment in life.
What was he yelling at? Poor kid in the river.
I don't know. I think
normally it's Chinese girls that end up in the sewer, not Chinese boys, or like what kind of horrible things was he yelling at him?
I don't remember. I think it just had to do with him being like a sewer person. But
nothing, Pat. You sold me on that. That was a great joke.
Did you not see me? I was laughing so much there was noise coming out. I actually was down. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, it looked like you stone-faced.
No, that was
me. I was like, what the fuck, dude? That was just for you. I knew Dan wasn't gonna laugh at that. He's
audible. I felt that it was audible, but I couldn't breathe. I was like, what the fuck?
But anyway.
This whole story's been you and I just, Dan's been fighting landmines of you and I just going all this dumb shit.
Welcome to the POS Retail show, Dan.
Where we haven't mentioned retail.
I've got a retail story this week.
So do I.
But let Dan finish, yeah.
But later when I worked at ShopRite, this kid Charlie Quirkenbush.
I knew you couldn't keep it up. Fuck you, Tommy.
But anyway, like he
smelling motherfucker.
But anyway, he had this little, like he grew to like tremendous size, like Conan the Barbarian. He makes you grow. Yeah, he was like a gigantic person, and he still was like wild and crazy looking. But he had this little sidekick who was like wore S&M gear, and like he would have like gloves with spikes on him, and he had like a necklace with spikes on it. And Charlie Quirkenbush would.
Do you live in Gotham City? Like, I feel like much crazy shit happens in your town.
You don't even live in Gotham City.
So we're just playing at the Coffin Factory. Tommy's partners in all this crazy S&M gear, as ones to do.
But anyway, I don't know what S&M kid's name was, but Charlie Quirkenbush would always say his name is Mudrick, like his name is Mud, and so we would just call him Mudrick. And they were just like so messed up psychologically that they would go out in the behind ShopRite and they would take aerosol cans and cigarette lighters and they would just like have flamethrower fights with each other. And they would come in and like their skin would be like all crispy and like burnt and like singed, and it was so bizarre. But he seemed like a nice guy.
Yeah, the paint turns me on.
Yeah.
S&M.
But then Charlie Quirkenbush, like when I worked at the guitar store, he came in and he was learning violin, so he became more cultured afterward, I would think.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Very.
You think that made him cultured?
I mean,
Tommy.
Was Charlie the bully, or was he the one?
No, Tommy was his real name.
Wait, the guy who got bullied, what was his name?
Charlie Quirkenbush.
Okay, so then he learned.
Bush.
Then he learned to play the violin.
Yes.
I think that's just culture, my man.
Yeah. I guess so.
I agree with you. I think he's just being cultured.
Yeah. But it's interesting that like I was able to become friends with him when I worked at ShopRite. Like he didn't hold any resentment, or he didn't seem to. Like he'd like come in and we'd talk all the time, and he was a nice kid.
Because you asserted your dominance over him. You were the alpha. He's into S&M and you peed on him. It doesn't get much better than that for him.
No, his little friend was in the S&M gear.
Yeah, but now he is.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You set that kid on that path.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
He went home to his friend and was like, fuck, I got a shower. And his friend was like, what happened?
I'm like an S.
Oh, dude, that Dan Brown guy peed on me. And his friend was like, oh, well, I'm going to go try to hide this boner. And I think my life's a little different now.
I feel like I just like planted seeds and like a beautiful flower grew.
Skinnerian psychology. You turn that kid into a whole deviancy.
Oh man,
Dan, when you peed on him, what did it? You remember the smell?
the smell of my pee.
Yeah.
I
Smell
don't
of your pure
remember.
dominance, your
Yeah,
alphaness. Smelled like man.
If your pee smell like 7 chili pepper blend, fire roasted and grilled with Vermont maple syrup, savory, sweet, and smoky heat.
I don't think I could pee anything that delicious.
If he does, he has diabetes. If you do, go see a goddamn doctor.
If your pee smelled like that, it would have been Dragon hot sauce from Silk City Hot Sauce. And you would have been dragging your dick all over that guy's face when you're fucking destroying his whole childhood, you fucking bully. You need to go to Silk.
No.
Hey, Tommy, quicken, bitch. You need to get over to fucking SilkCityHotSauce.com and get you some Dragon. You can, the best deal right now is you get a 6-pack for $48. That's before you use the promo code POS. You do that, boom. I don't know math, but it's less than that. And that's fucking awesome. Get yourself some Dragon, because that's the tasty one. That's the one that you do. If you're a pedophile,
wait, what's the promo code, Pat?
First of all, if you're a pedophile, go over to Frank's hot sauce. There you go.
Frank's is the official hot sauce of pedophiles. Allegedly.
Frank's loves boys cranks. That's their saying. Not here. Not Silk City Hot Sauce. We don't like boys cranks. We like adult cock and pussies. That's what we like. And third thing sometimes. We don't care if you're a tranny, as long as you're an adult one and you don't diddle. We don't care. Now, you get some of that. You get some Aztec Attack. You get some Badass Jew. I just ran out of Badass Jew. Get some more. Get some Slurp. I tried Slurp recently. I like that. The Chipotle one from Bobby Biggerstaff one, the BBC. I hate saying that because I was like, who cook? I got you. They've got going. Go grab that, grab a 6-pack, buy that, send it to your friends and family. I think Dan should buy some for Tommy Quicken, bitch, and fucking send it to him because that guy's still in therapy from all the shit, the pee you put on that boy. He was being bullied. He doesn't remember them. He'll only remember you. The man. I like at one moment you were like, I feel wrong about this. And then later pee on him. You learned the lesson wrong. Didn't you watch G.I. Joe? After the lesson, you're supposed to be better, not pee more.
I don't know. I think I just felt like, oh, this is what humans do. Like the Asian kid, they'd always shit on him and say racist stuff. They made fun of a guy with the weird different direction looking eyes. And I just felt like, oh, if I want people to like me, these are the crazy things that I have to do. Like
this is why I think you're an alien.
Wait. Did you pee on a bully or did you pee on the bullied kid?
I pulled on the kid that was being bullied, which is why I felt really horrible about it.
You're a monster.
Yeah, Bobby,
I know.
This wasn't a good story.
Yeah,
I thought you peed on the guys bullying him, and then everybody cheered
revenge
and stuff.
pee. This was join the group sheep pee.
Oh,
yeah.
Boy, it didn't smell like alpha or dominance then.
Yeah, this was
that's why I was wondering. Like you're a man now.
Oh! I thought there was a third person in the story you peed on.
Yeah, like my stories don't usually end up with me being like an admirable person. Like I'm not. Like people are probably gonna think I'm a horrible bully.
Now, would you say that kid you pissed on though? Would you call, if you were gonna give him a name, it wasn't mean? Would you call him a stooge? That's a name, right? Or silly goof. What name would you call him?
I feel like I would just be apologetic. I'd be like, you know what? I'll call you whatever you.
I mean, you symbolically called him a pussy when you peed all over him.
Well, Bobby, that means if he feels sorry now, that means our promo code, which you asked about, Bobby, POS stands for piss. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I thought it stood for peeing on someone's poor son.
But I was like 9 years old.
Wait, was he the Chinese one?
No, the bully kid was the half Chinese kid that was kicking Tom. I mean,
well, of course he was kicking.
Wait. I missed so many details in your story.
Wait.
So the Asian kid, the half Asian kid.
What a plot twist!
Rate.
Oh my God, Dan, you had such an you probably started COVID.
Maybe. I mean,
Dan's pee started COVID.
Yeah, which brings me to I hope Silk City's not mad that we have a new competitor, and it's Bobby's CBD infused cum. That's right. You always want to serve your dishes with Bobby's CBD infused cum. It's great. We got a nice little system here. I buy the CBD from Max and Wendy. I eat a bunch, and then I jizz, and you put it on your food and get high. Put it on your pussy, make it numb. Put it on your tongue, make it numb. I don't know. I don't really know how it works. I'm not a scientist. But use promo code POS, and I'll send you a double batch.
By the way, CBD stands for Tom, Bobby, Dinner. That's what it stands for. Make sure everything's good. And by the way, I do appreciate your background to a point today. It's satisfying. It's two things that are kind of making nipples, then it makes a third one. And there's two boobs. Now it's a third boob, like Total Recall.
Has it been cutting into Smokey? I haven't really been paying
I was about to say yes, Bobby, very much so.
Oh, nice.
And now it's a better one because it's pulled back where you see your hair. I don't know. I shouldn't say this. Smokey, if you didn't live in Canada, I would propose to you. You are my favorite human being of all time, just because of the background. That's all it is. I think once we actually spoke, we'd hate each other, but because of the background. And if once in a while I got to see you, and then I got to see this picture of these three things, and then you, that's a good relationship where you bring back and forth. But I like that. What did you Google for the satisfying thing?
Oh, dude, that was actually hard to find. I just Googled sand circles eventually, because like I know it's called a Zen garden or a sand garden raking, but like to find that specific one, it took a while. This is actually like a 30-minute long video that I just got a clip from.
Sand circle sounds like the name, like a racist name for an Indian person's nipples.
Jesus Christ.
It could be.
It could be. It's not.
Let me see them hot sand circles, girl.
Have I told you this, Dan? I think if I owned a sandwich shop like Subway, I would try to like turn Jimmy John's into a slur.
We gotta play. Dan's gotta play the game.
I've got it ready to go. I've already got it.
Okay.
Dan, can I, while we're here, before we get into retail, because why would we jump into retail on the retail podcast? I'm pitching a game to Nickelodeon. It's a game show, right?
Okay.
And it's going to be hosted by Drake Bell, and the musical guest is going to be Gary Glitter. And basically,
hold on real quick. You don't know Dan well. Dan, do you have a clue who either one of them are?
No.
Nope. So this makes it even better. This makes it even better.
And knows like 5 people. And if they weren't in the movie Conan the Barbarian, he has no idea who they are.
It's all good. It's all good. We basically I need some people. We've been getting our guests to play so I could submit it to Nickelodeon as like a pilot kind of thing. Are you down to play?
Sure. I mean, I don't know if I'd be good at it.
Yeah, you'll be great at this.
The game is very simply called 15 or 19.
Kids.
And what we need you to do is we show you some images of young people, either 15 years old or 19 years old. And I need you to guess, is that person 15 or 19? Now, the Nickelodeon version will be slightly pornographic images. Basically, what we're going to do is put a one-way mirror where the guy's family's watching him behind it so we can get a nice camera shot of them reacting. Are you ready to play, Dan?
Okay.
15 or 19. Image number 1.
That kid looks really young. I'm going to say 15.
Dan, don't ever guess 15.
That is a 15-year-old grandmaster. Congratulations, Dan. And this brings us to our second one. This individual 15 or 19 or older than 19? Wow. It's important to note that does look like a senior photo. And I will tell you, in fact, that is a senior photo from high school.
So he could be a genius, or he might have stayed back or something. I'm just gonna say 15 because I don't know. He just looks. He doesn't look like a man. Like he looks like he's got a gray style skeleton.
So this guy was valedictorian of Harrisburg High School. He was also a refugee who was 23 years old, who cocked up a scam with some local parents and eventually went to prison for fraud. So he's 23, believe it or not. So Dan, you're 1 for 2.
That was a trick question. He wasn't 15 or 19.
The good news is, Dan, you didn't misguess the 15-year-old, so we don't have to send you to prison. The bad news is you didn't guess the 19-year-old, so you don't get the car. You go home with nothing, but you probably will still have your family's respect.
Okay.
Carry on.
Nice.
What'd you think, Pat?
Oh, see, I was searching other pictures and I figured you were going to do what you just did, not make him uncomfortable.
Yeah, Pat likes to make it uncomfortable.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be.
It has been in every other one.
The Greta Thunberg one wasn't.
Oh. Yeah, it was.
I could probably identify Greta Thunberg because I've seen people post pictures of her all the time where she's going, "How dare you?"
All right, well, I was going to bring up.
Oh, is the game still going on?
Sure. I was going to ask you if this person was 15 or 19.
Don't see anything.
You see it now?
It says Pat Oates has started screen sharing, but it's all black.
Same here. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, 15 or 19.
I mean, I'm guessing 15.
24. You're a creep.
What? I don't know. Like it feels weird because like it feels like
Charlotte Stokely. Those porn stars really trick you.
It feels like you're trying to get me to make the wrong answer, so I feel like I'm gonna say that.
First of all, that's what a pedophile would say. No one's trying to make you do anything to him.
Okay.
The game is meant to make you feel uncomfortable. Drake Bell.
If you go meet that girl, bring these. These will make you relax. Thought you were 15.
Okay. How the fuck am I supposed to go to high school tomorrow? I can't feel my tongue.
Oh, God. She puts it in her ass instead. She's like, I feel my ass. Why are you talking like that? This is my dad. You would make it.
Fuck.
All right, Bobby, retail us.
All right. So we finally followed my plan, which was just tank for 2 months and all the metrics, and then try hard for a month. And it will get all the management off of our back, right? Like, we'll have great numbers. They'll be like, wow, things are really turning around at 39. And then we can kind of just maintain there. And they'll be like, wow, it was better than those 2 months, you know? Now, whether the managers actually listened to me and followed the plan or we just performed according to my thoughts is up for debate. But we had the fortune of winning most improved store in the company, right? And they announced this at the meeting 2 weeks ago. And they go, as a reward, the district manager and his boss, the regional manager, are going to come and throw you guys a cookout. And all the like 16 to 23-year-olds went, yeah.
Suspicious
like, right?
Already.
That's a cookout. It's excited. But here's what they don't realize. That this is basically going to turn into, like, if you were at a war camp in Germany in 1943 and the generals came in and were like, hey, guys, good news. We're the most improved camp and Hitler's going to come visit to throw you guys a cookout. And you're like, yeah, this is probably going to be fun for the generals. It's probably going to blow for the rest of us. And
one guy's like, Adolf or like Steve Hitler? It's like, no, Steve's not coming. Like last time, his cousin Steve who comes sometimes. No, that's Steve.
At 6:15 a.m., I was in a 124-degree trailer loading spider-ridden pallets. I was like, yep, I nailed this. And then the whole day it was just like, they're coming, get ready. You got to go do this, you got to go do that. So I just busted my ass for 8 hours. And then they were like, hey, guys, I know it's 110 degrees in the shade and it's a cookout and you were probably expecting fun things like hamburgers and hot dogs. Here are some Philly cheesesteaks.
Did you have diarrhea?
I didn't eat it. You eat a man's food, they own you, Dan. That's the first rule of retail. They bribe you with food. You don't eat that fucking food because then they have no negotiating powers.
I see. I remember at an employee appreciation day at ShopRite one time, they had like cold cuts and stuff like spread out in one of the meeting rooms, and like, but I wasn't allowed to go into the place to eat the cold cuts until after everyone had picked it over and had been sitting out there for like several hours. And I remember I went, like when I finally was allowed to take a break, I was looking at all the leftovers and the residue of the day. And I was like, and I was like, how long has this been sitting here?
Yeah.
And then, and the man and like the store owner just happened to be sitting around the corner and he heard me and he acted like I was ungrateful and that I was some kind of an asshole. Yep. He's like, all right, fine. I guess I'll go get fresh cold cuts so you can have them. And like, he just made me seem like I was a prima donna and that I was like ungrateful.
That brings me to the end of my story point. So I'll get there in 1 second. So as I'm leaving, I sing to my manager. I was like, goodbye, farewell, Avitas, and good night. And the guy was like, hey, Bobby, I'd love to tell you that like your whole metaphor today was ridiculous, but it was spot on. Like you nailed it. None of us were excited for this. It was fucking terrible. We all wish they just didn't have it. The store manager was like, what would you do? I was like, just give people the day off. She was like, we can't do that. And I was like, well, it's better than a shitty fucking cookout. But here's the thing. And if you work in retail, any favors the management do for you will ultimately be thrown back in your face at some point. It's like the world's worst girlfriend. Like if you take a day off and then you need another day off later on and they don't want to give it to you and you complain a little bit, you can bet damn well that they're going to throw it back in your face. Well, I gave you that one off 2 months ago when you needed it. I need you now. You know what I mean? And that goes triple for food. Anytime you're bribed with food in retail, within the hour, it's going to be thrown back in your face. Like, we haven't gotten a lot of surveys today. I figured we'd all be in a better mood because we had pizza today. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be used against you. If you don't eat the food, you have an instant out because people could be like, Bobby, why didn't you get any surveys? Because I didn't eat your fucking pizza. That's why. I owe you nothing. I owe you 8 hours of my time for the barely above minimum wages we negotiated.
I feel like that's true like 90% of the time. But I did have a manager at Guitar Center named Travis who was really cool. And there were like 2 occasions where there was a guitar that was a perfectly good guitar, but like somebody bumped into it and maybe like a chip came out of it. And it was still functional, but he was like, hey, you want a free guitar? Like that happened to me 2 times. So like occasionally there are some good managers. Like Travis was always cool.
Does look like someone erased your past somewhere on the timeline and you're slowly dissolving away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back to the Dan's future. Beat on a guy, now he's dead. I'm going to agree and disagree with you, Bobby. I'm going to agree and disagree because when I worked at Lowe's like 20 years ago, I'm
going to agree and disagree, and you're going to allow me to disagree because I bought you that pizza last week.
Oh, so 20 years ago when I worked retail, we worked for people that were exactly that. And it wouldn't even be like good. Like literally, they would be like, hey, do you want to go to lunch early? And I'm like, sure, if you need me to. Sure, whenever you want me to. I never cared when I took lunch, quote unquote, my break, whatever it was. In Lowe's, they gave us like an hour. But anytime I learned quickly, whenever they offered for you to go early, realize that they were now going to ask you, to stay later. And I never understood the correlation because they gave you, and they'd be like, well, because I hooked you up earlier when you wanted to leave. And I'm like, I didn't want to go to lunch early. You can't think, no. I asked you about your lunch and you said, I'm like, are you going to tell me I didn't say the words I said? Like, that would happen all the time. And then like, when they would order food, they'd be like, yeah, we got sandwiches from like Subway or whatever. And then they would get like 4 foot-long sandwiches for like literally 20 people and then cut it into like eighths. So you would get like a one wet, and then it would be like just a cold. They were like, what is it? It wouldn't be refrigerated. You only could eat it on your break, like Dan said. So like if you took your break later, or you already took your break, you couldn't go back there until after your shift was over. And then they're like, make sure you get some sandwich. And you just get like wet cheese, lettuce, goo. And all the managers ate it as soon as it came. So yeah, whenever they offered me anything.
Eat their footlongs that they got that they paid.
Eat their fucking thick, not as thick as you wanted, footlong. And they'd be like, what are we going to do about this? I'm like, oh, you're Bobby's girlfriend. I didn't realize. But it's like,
oh no.
Bobby did.
Cheese on my sandwich.
It's me, Mexican Juanita. It's ruining this joke. But, so that part I agree. Where I work now, I've only seen my boss buy pizza once. And I said, and he goes, watch. I buy the pizza, and I don't ask for anything, do nothing. He buys it for somebody, and none of them thank him at all. It's great. Like I work with some people that are bad. I watched it. He bought pizza, and he just went around and said, "Hey guys, if you want some at all, there's pizza back there. Why don't you grab it as soon as you can? Don't even worry taking a break. Grab a piece quick because it's gonna get cold." He was being cool to everybody. He just bought it because he was like, hey, we finally were doing okay because we were battling through some shit. You know, it was to get the store back turned around. He just bought it on his own free will. Literally, people would go back there. Then they'd spend 25 to 30 minutes instead of like the 2 minutes he needed. We have nobody on the floor. I watched one person put pizza in their pocket. Like, that's a real thing. Like, pizza not wrapped up. So they can bring it up front and keep eating it. And then nobody, not one person I watched, said, thanks. My boss, like, thank you, or that's cool, or nothing. Just like that's what we're owed. And then for 3 weeks after, every week on a Saturday, they're like, "Where's the pizza?" Like, well, I wasn't in that doing. You worked here for a year and a half. You never had pizza. He bought it once, and now you think it's every week. He's like, yeah, I thought that was gonna be weekly. I wasn't gonna buy food anymore for myself. because now you're going to give it. Like, no. It was just the most unthankful fucking shit I'd ever seen. And then it wasn't even just the employees. It was the other two managers. They were eating it, and the furniture manager, and none of them said thanks. So it wasn't like an employee manager. They were just a bunch of scoundrels who won't thank anybody. And he turns to me and he goes, I feel bad. At the time, I wasn't eating pizza. I was just like a little bit like taking a break from like pizza, pasta, and bread. And he looks at me and goes, fuck, I should have got you a salad. I go, no, man, don't worry about that. I'm not that kind of person. I'll take a slice if I'm hungry and I appreciate it. I can still do it. I'll do it for myself. And he goes, I go, I appreciate it. No, thanks. He goes, he takes a pen, he marks it. I was like, what? He goes, that's one. It's the one thanks. He's like, from the guy who doesn't even want it, but he just said thank you. I go, yeah, that's about it.
Dude,
so, no,
along the lines of putting pizza in your pocket, we have like snacks now that they brought in case if you forgot food and stuff.
All right.
Like, which is nice. It's kind of like a sweet thing. Like, I know I shit on it. You eat somebody's food. I don't eat it because, again, if you eat it, they own you. But there's like two employees, one who you'd expect, like based on his size. He tells us all he plays semi-pro football and he wears his jersey every Friday, but the jersey's skin tight and he's not wearing shoulder pads. So I'm not convinced he plays much. I think he maybe cheers for a amateur football team. Yeah. But so like he comes in and he'll microwave 3 Hot Pockets to start the shift. And then another guy just comes in and raids the candy. Like I watched him pick out all the Reese's candies from the candy drawer, put them in his pocket, like 52 of them. Came in the next day and was like, fuck, somebody took all the Reese's. And I was like, yeah, you yesterday.
He tried to pull past one.
Yeah, I don't let that shit fly.
Yeah, like you are right though. Anywhere I've ever worked, whenever they offer you something, they think even when people are saying we're doing this out of kindness, it's like I always ask who paid for it. Because if you're doing it with a company credit card and you're not paying for it, so stop acting like you want thanks. My boss actually out of his own pocket, no one gave him money, said, fuck yeah, I'll throw these guys some pizza. They're unthankful fucks. And he goes, fuck them, I'm not buying a pizza anymore. And I get that. It was out of his own pocket. He didn't have to do it, whatever, and he did. But most times you're right. I've always come from a place where I think if you want people to do things, do incentive, but do it through contests for them. So like we have like the rewards cards and stuff, and my other managers are getting mad because they can't get people to do it. So they're like, but their inspiration, I know you're shaking your head, Bobby, but if your two choices are either, hey, I said, if you want all the cast members to be able to like battle for it, say, hey, throughout the shift, the whole weekend, whoever works, whoever gets the most, even if it's small, you get a $5 gift card to the place where they can buy their dumb snacks and drinks or whatever it would be. Something stupid, but whatever. At least you battle, you have fun. It's not nothing crazy. It's not like you have to cheat for it, whatever. But their thing, both the other managers, they always try to do these.
Here's a banana monkey dance.
Well, no, this is better though.
Banana monkey.
You know what? I'd rather be a dancing monkey than be told to be inspired by the retail version of the Gipper. The other two fucking managers, their inspirational speech is, if you don't do this, I get yelled at and I look bad. Don't you want to make me look good? No. Why would I give a fuck if you guy who makes 4 times as much as me? I'm working the register. I'm some kid who's going to college and just doing this for the summer. You think I care about the lifer managers in their 18 years and makes enough money to have a huge house saying you're gonna feel bad? Fuck off. Well, I watch them do that. I go up there and I start mocking the speeches, and I go up there and I'm like, I said, you know, if you guys good, you can sleep inside. You don't gotta be in the barn tonight. It's so cold. And I start doing like slave speeches for all, and they'll laugh at it. So they're like, don't I have to get rewards though, Pat? Like, I don't care. Ask the questions you're supposed to ask. Well, who cares? I'm gonna sleep either way. I don't care. So they've noticed on my shifts, they actually start to get more reward sign-ups because there's no pressure on them. And it's fine. And then one time, if somebody does well, if I'm buying a snack or something, I'm like, hey, do you want like a drink or a snack? And they're like, well, yeah. I go, yeah, I got it. You done good today. And that's it. That's my way I do it. Not like, hey, here's food in the back. Now I own you. I say thanks. I don't ask for anything back, whatever. I'm just nice about it sometimes. Because I've been that person more than I've been the manager. I've always hated that. Here's some food. Ha ha. Now I own you, bit. I've always hated that shit.
I remember one time at a Barnes and Noble, we had this meeting in the stock room, and then they were like, okay, we're gonna have a quiz, and we're gonna ask all these Barnes and Noble policy questions or trivia about working at Barnes and Noble, and if you get the answer right, we're gonna throw you a little snack. And they would ask questions, and all these employees were just like tripping all over each other to yell out the answer, and they were throwing them snacks. And I was just like, are we at SeaWorld right now? Are we a bunch of fucking performing sea animals? And you're it just felt so degrading to I just decided right then and there that there's nothing that these people have that I want, and I'm not even going to attempt to answer any of their dumb little Barnes and Noble trivia questions. So
I do like that.
I'm not allowed to participate in most group trainings.
Yeah.
Because of things like, how does Rebecca shop? They're like, Bobby, you don't get the answer. Put your hand down, Bobby.
I never understood the part where okay, so we have to have a thing. There's a thing on our computers called exclaim. It's a way we can recognize people at work, which is weird. But we go on the thing. If Bobby's doing well, I can go on there and write, Bobby's a team player.
Don't have to worry about that.
Bobby helps out so well with work. I recognize Bobby, and then you get an email next day that says Pat recognized you, whatever, and then you can recognize me back. But also on there,
then I finally jump out the window because I've got nothing else to live for.
Right, exactly. So they got little also training things on there too. We have a new insurance for coverage for yourself. You buy a bed or couches or stuff. We used to use Progressive or something. Now we use Allstate, and so now there's a new thing for that. And so on it, there's a little video you had to watch. It's a 40-second video, and it's not even an instructive video about how to sell it or with the stuff. It literally is that commercial with that guy who goes, "I am mayhem." So I had to sit there and watch the commercial with that actor who's from fucking 30 Rock, and him going, "I'm mayhem." And then at the end, there were 3 questions you had to ask. Because I told one of the register people, I said, "Hey, it's so easy. I didn't even watch the video. My video froze. I didn't see it, and I still answered the 3 questions." The guy goes, "I'm not good at tests." I'm like, "I promise you, you can't get this wrong. Just watch it." He goes, "I don't have time." I go, "We're not even open yet. It's just you and I in the store. It's 30 seconds. Please just watch the video." And he goes, "Okay." And I hear him listening to the first question. Literally, the first question is, Big Lots now has Allstate insurance. Are Big Lots employees in good hands with Allstate? And he looks at me and goes, "What's this answer?" I'm like, "Holy shit, dude. Come on." Those were that's how the 3 questions went. And if you got it right, then you got to spin a fake wheel on the computer and then not win something. And it says, "Bummer, you lose." It was a dumb shit like that. But I had 5.
Yo, Pat, am I supposed to answer this honestly? Because I think
that's what that guy was saying.
Insurance policies, there are lots of holes, yo. No, the answer is no. We are in terrible hands.
That's literally what that guy was saying. It's I know what he was saying. Come on, man. You don't even have to try. Don't overthink it. Don't go with your gut or no.
Yeah.
What if the people aren't in good hands?
Yo, Mr. Pat, I think the answer is no. You ever notice how we used to have the black guys company, and now we got the white dude who fucks shit up?
Now we got, by the way, we have a new ad thing, and it's the I never watched it, but was it Community or no, Parks and Rec? Is there a giant black woman in Parks and Rec?
Yes.
All right. She's now the spokesperson. She's now the spokesperson for our store. That's her job now. She's the spokesperson for the store I work at.
Yo, it's me, Biggie Lots.
Right. I wish it was. It's what you said is better than it. Because if you shop like her, you're a bigonaire. And it sounds so racist, but they won't stop saying bigonaire. You know the deals. So you can go home and go get yourself some. It's after every third song I have to listen to that same fucking ad 4,000 times. And there's a giant picture of her, and I didn't know who she was. So I actually said out loud, I go, "It's pretty cool that they got a transsexual person," because she looked like a big giant Michael Strahan in a dress. And I didn't know what it was. Someone was like, "That's not a tranny." How do you know? I'm like, "Well, I don't know." Like, she was on Parks and Rec. I'm like, "Okay, fine. That's our person." That's our billionaire.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Mr. Pat, there's a billionaire over in the extra large section. I think he's stealing. You know what I mean when I say billionaire.
He wasn't a billionaire when he walked in here.
Billionaire, please. His last name is Kerr. Billionaire Kerr. I think it's great that to me is like the saddest drop off in your career ever. Yeah, you weren't the star Park and Rec, but now you're the spokesperson for a okay kind of known store.
To be fair, though, like her character did have a whole thing where it was like treat yourself. So like she was established with making impulse purchases, like I would assume one does at Big Lots.
Oh, if I have to hear one more fucking fat white mom, the same shit every time. I walk over to them. They've got 10 things in their arms like an asshole. They're like juggling around. We have to ask them all the time, would you like a cart? So we ask right away, you want a cart? No, I'm just getting one thing. Okay, fine. Five minutes later, they got fucking 10 things in their arms. Would you like a cart? I only came in for one thing. I thought I was just going to get one thing. You only got 10 things. I'm like, all right, you want a cart or not? like, yeah, I like a cart. And then I come back. I have to go outside for it. And I come back, and they're like, well, that took you a while. It's just like, you're welcome, fucking no neck bitch.
You're acting like a real billionaire right now.
Yeah, you're being a real billionaire. Like, you guess who's not in good hands right now? You lady, and I'm pushing on the stairs.
Just real quick. I hope Becky knows how much I love her, because I really want to be eating these insomnia cookies right now. But she hates when people eat on podcasts, so I'm not for the hour and a half of recording. So this is for you, Becky. I just want her to know that.
I don't know what you're talking about. So anyway, I have no idea what that was about. Eat cookies.
No. I'm keeping our fans happy.
I don't think they're watching anymore. Be honest with you.
Oh boy, I did not mean for that slight fun interjection to bring this to a screeching halt. My apologies.
Kind of did. I don't want to get into it, but I was just trying to ignore stuff.
Dan, you're disappearing. You look like the moon now.
Oh yeah.
Well, Bobby, thanks a lot. Now I gotta take these. By the way, we're joking around. Go check it out. Ariel, Ariel. Find it, try it out, get yourself some shit, but do it through Max and Wendy. I don't know how do you do it through them. They didn't tell us. Be on the lookout for that. We'll have a link or something.
Hey, Bob, did you by chance do anything with your jizz? Because I got some in my eye and now I can't open it.
First of all, what classy woman are you dating? Hey, Bob, did you by chance do anything different with your jizz? I don't think I've ever had a woman say jizz to me.
I'm only dating myself right now, so it'd be just me jizzing in my own eye. God damn it, I think that CBD affected me. I can't see.
Why am I talking like this? Bother me?
You do something different with your jizz. Oh, you noticed.
See, if you weren't so far back in your picture, we could see you doing your hair. Like dying. It's really terrifying. But no. At the end of the day, Bobby, I side with more things. I know you make fun of me with the manager thing, but it's a job I took. I do side with more things that you say than the manager thing. I'm still getting so frustrated with the other managers that I don't even remember I am one. Now, once I do my hostile takeover and I force the other people to quit and I take their jobs, yeah, then I'll become the evil empire. And I'm pushing for that. Because now that I have to be there, my whole thing in life is this. If I have to be there, I have to dominate and I have to be in charge. So I can't not do that. So I went from a year ago being a temporary guy to now I have to be the Highlander and there can be only one. So someday I will be buying people food and yelling at them for not liking it. What are you reading? What's more fun than our show? What are you doing? Me? Now he's just silent. Yeah, we're talking to you. You're on the show. I like how it's fun. That's fine, Bobby. For some people, if I aren't even watching the show, you won't do things to be rude for them. I won't eat cookies. But if I need to talk to you, my co-host, you won't speak to me. That's not rude. I'd rather you eat and pay attention to fucking me. All you've done all day is shit on me. Whoa, Pat, don't share our content. Whoa, Pat, send me a fucking link. Oh, I know you old people get like full sentences. That's a goddamn thing you text. You don't mind partial sentences. What? And then you're like, I don't want one person that might watch the show to see me chewing. But then when I kick it to you in a conversation and say I side with you, Bobby, and you're right, you don't face me and ignore me as Dan is literally dying on a screen in front of us, like Back to the Future. I don't know where Dan's going. You're not here for me. Well, I need chill pills. I need Silk City hot sauce. What the fuck is happening? What about our fighter? We're not promoting him. Where's our boy Blaine?
Blaine? He's good. He's training. He went for a 5-mile run Saturday, I saw.
Dan, we own a guy.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, we bought a guy.
Yeah.
Whoa, I thought that was illegal.
Not when they fight.
I really want to get him and O'Donnell on the podcast together because I guess a while back, Blaine was trying to raise money and Mike pitched the idea. His last name's Shut with 2 T's to sell Shut the Fuck Up shirts.
Oh,
and I guess Blaine thought Mike was telling him to shut the fuck up.
Nice. That's great. And knowing Mike, he might have been too.
Yeah, you never know. If he'd been drinking.
Here's an idea and a statement. Both for you. No, but Dan, this guy, he's a Bellator fighter, and Bobby knows him. So POS, but I want to talk to you about that too, Bobby. I want to change the name for real.
Bobby Tamburo presents the Pat Oates Show.
If you're presenting it, then you have to actually promote it. I'll put your name on it, but you have to actually start promoting this podcast.
Okay. Pat Oates Show's fine.
This is the shit I gotta do. I bring you in. I'm very happy to have you. You don't promote. You don't push. You don't do anything. You don't help. I don't help. Why don't you have pride in this like the other things?
I do have pride in this, dude.
You don't promote the show.
Do you honestly want to know what I was checking? I was checking the notes I wrote to make sure I hit all the big topics I wanted to hit this episode.
How about write this note down? Promote the show. Not retweet me once.
I think I'm gonna actually do the opposite and just delete my social media. I think it's ruining my happiness.
You're ruining my happiness.
Oh God! All right, I'll promote the show.
Yeah, you can delete it. Just promote it on fucking Compound, man. I don't care where you do it. Promote it.
We got Frank coming on at the end of the month to get his promotions in.
Frank Mercallo?
Yeah.
Coming on where?
Tax.
He's going on Cumia?
No, he's going on morning.
Oh, man, no, that's awesome. I didn't know either one. I haven't talked to Frank. Frank's been not feeling well. He's gonna be he'll be on the Wednesday show, but he hasn't been feeling well. Battle a lot of shit. But now he got whatever.
He'll also be there Saturday, so come see him before he dies.
I hope he got it. He posted that he can't wait to golf this weekend. So I hope he didn't forget we have a show. Because he's not going to be in any condition to fucking do both. But
where is the elbow room?
In West Hartford, Connecticut.
How far is that from Hershey, Pennsylvania?
Fucking far.
Okay.
I will look it up.
Nah, don't worry about it. We're on a podcast.
Well, you ignored me for a while.
You keep doing that talking thing.
Why do I think you do the talking thing? Why don't you do the talking thing? Everyone gets mad that I talk too much, but no one else talks.
Okay. Here's a thought. I think my car stereo is sabotaging me.
Why do you think that?
So I'm driving, right, Dan? And do you have a car?
I do have a car.
Pat, when you had a car, it may have been a little pre-technology, but what happens sometimes is when you get a text, it'll send you, like, it'll go boom, boom, and it'll show you, like, who sent you the text, and you click read, and it'll read you the text, right? So I'll be driving along, and I'll get a text from, like, my dad, for example, and my car will bong, like, it'll show that real quick, and then it'll bong again, and it'll flash to a different number and, like, say I have a message for him. And I'll read the message, like, I'll hit read, and it'll just be, like, an old text. But the issue is the people that the car keeps sending me messages from are, like, either my ex-girlfriend or people who I've wronged or, like, girls I've just ghosted. And, like, the last text will be like, hey, I'm not sure why you're not answering anymore. So I'll be like, oh, did they reach out? Like, maybe I should see what's up. And it's like, hey, I, like, really wish this would have gone somewhere. And you're like, God damn, great to relive that heartbreak. Thanks, car. So I don't know if, like, I've got a demon-possessed car or what.
Huh.
Yeah. Oh.
4.5.
could.
Okay, that's doable.
4.5.
I wish I got to ghost women. Usually they ghost me.
That's why your
You're
name
not gonna elaborate?
Ghosty Films. Me
No,
or
they-
Dan?
No, Dan. Dan just threw a sting out. I was like, "Where's this going?" Usually women ghost me.
I'm just like lucky. You know, you got so many women throwing themselves at you, interrupting you while you're
it's
driving.
like, that's the thing. This is like from 5 years ago.
Really? So, wow.
Yeah, or like I'll get one. It'll be like, "Hey, it's finally stage 4. They say I've got 3 days to live. It'd be fun if we could just put all our differences aside. Please call." You're like,
You ever listen to a dead person's voice on your answering machine?
I listen to a dead relationship's voice on my answering machine all the time. I'm like, please just take me
All
back.
the time? Not all the time. Don't be a sad puppy. Don't do that. Why would you do that?
This is Bobby Tamburo, and this is the Robin Williams challenge. I'm dedicating this one to you.
A challenge.
A lot of times they say don't blame yourself, but you should in this instance. Let's see if I can go a minute.
I'm not sure if I ever was ghosted. And I'm not sure if I ever ghosted means like just stop talking without saying anything, right?
Yeah, like no explanation, like just radio silence.
It could also be
I've always
like
had
you
closure
borrow a
one way or the
friend's
other.
phone and be
I'm
like,
sorry.
"Hey, there was a bad accident. Bobby is paralyzed from the waist down. He can't text anymore."
But that's closure.
Yeah.
That's not
Then
ghosting.
you like post some pictures of you out like running.
Yeah. Okay. Then you're just
sometimes.
but you're just lying. You're not ghosting. I think ghosting was like disappearing. Like no.
Yeah. That's what I've always thought it was.
I've had a person, someone I was chatting with recently. They were very at the beginning. It was like chat nonstop. But then it was like you would text. They would text you. I respond right away because I'm that psycho. If you text me, I can't let it sit on my phone for more than 2 minutes if I see it. I respond right away, and then like a day later, they respond to what I said, but they respond like I just wrote it. You know what I mean? So it's like one of those things where it's like I'll say, "And how are you?" And a day later, it's like, "All right, what are you up to this morning?" And then 2 days later, it's the evening, and they're like, "Great morning so far." So it's like I don't know what that is, and that's not go. And then they'll talk again and have a full conversation, and then so at one point I asked that person, "Are you married?" And they're like, "What?" I don't know. It just seems like you're only allowed to speak at certain times, and they're like, "Nope, not married." They wrote that like 2 days later. I was like, "Okay, this is just weird." I've never been like ghosted. I have stopped messaging people when I'm just like, "Oh, I don't like this," but I've always said, talk to you soon, or always write like take care or give you a thumb, even though the question might be, what are you doing later? I'm like, take care and give them a thumb. No ghosting.
Yeah.
Lately, my move is to just send a dick pic, and then they respond and go, "It's $40 for a dick pic rating." And you're like, "But you were on our podcast." And I'm like, "Nope, still $40 for a dick rating."
You won't rate it?
That was just a joke. I don't actually do that.
What was her name?
Whatever, Amy.
Yeah, I can remember the whatever part, but I couldn't Amy. I knew it'd be like a bit, and I didn't want to get like, whatever. Like, that's being funny. I'm like, no, I really couldn't remember the Amy part. Oh my god!
What was the other one we had on?
The other person on that episode?
No, the other OnlyFans star.
Yes,
I'm pretending not to know because I'm definitely not subscribed.
Jessa
We
Rain?
should have her on again. Yeah, that would be fun.
I've hit her up. The problem is she's in LA, so the hours are weird for us.
All right, we'll figure it out sometime.
Hit her up. You can book her.
I don't think women like me, Pat. You're the straight guy. I'm the one who says wild shit.
Which is funny because Dan knows in no other such situation in my life am I the straight guy.
No, I know. That's why it's fun.
I am not the guy who's like that at all. But we can have her on. I know you want to have her on, but just wasn't interested.
I can't argue with you there.
I know. I mean, she was a nice girl, but just
was it enjoyable though?
Yes. I think there are some. I'm not saying there aren't OnlyFans or porn star people that can't be interesting. I just don't think she's used to doing podcasts. I think she could. I'm not saying she's an interesting person. Just in the format of the show, I don't think it works.
All right. Yeah.
I think Whatever Amy was way more interesting than she was, but Whatever Amy's not really a porn star. She's somebody who goes on YouTube and does try to entertain. It's not really my cup of tea what she does, but she's used to talking to people or answering questions and at least was able to flow with the conversation.
Is this like the mainstream podcast, or are you talking about, are these people related to retail in some way?
No, it wasn't retail. It was one of the other ones. They all blend.
And since you've last been on retail, usually what retail is, we each tell one or two stories and then just kind of chat.
Yeah, they've all just become us talking.
Okay.
No, POS, we still stick to stories sometimes.
I do.
Yeah, you do.
We know, no, the last one, I'm very happy the way it came out because Lemaire is so great. We did one story.
Yeah, Lemaire's the man.
And it was one story about a priest going on Grindr. And it was like 35. And if you haven't checked that one out yet, first of all, Lemaire was fantastic. And he's so fucking funny. And it was a great episode. And Bobby and I and Lemaire got very spiritual. And I think you enjoyed our feedback on religion. And you learned that Bobby was always a priest. So we gotta watch that one, you fucks. Get on that one, too.
Who was a priest?
Bobby.
What?
Father Robert.
Huh. I didn't. I mean,
he wasn't a priest. He was this close.
Oh, interesting. What made you not be a priest?
Likes life.
Oh yeah.
Not a big fan of like authority, Dan. Like the minute somebody tells me that there are rules and I deem them unworthy of my like servitude, we have an issue.
So you got like a problem with this God fella then?
You have real complex.
God, I expect God of respect. Like the priest.
I hope the apartment
like, hey,
you had to live in as a priest was called the God complex.
That would be sick. It's right next to the little boy molesting room.
Whoa.
Boys' room. It's just all the rooms.
Boys' room 101A.
Tell me where the little boys' room is. It's all of them. It's so, and you walk in, Dan's just pissing on this Asian guy. He's like, "Yeah, I got you, baby." But
no, I didn't piss on the Asian guy. The Asian guy was the one who was kicking the other dude.
The only time I ever saw anybody get beat on is when I was playing rugby in college, and there was this drunk kid in our team named Lou Holtz. I know Lou Holtz is also the name of a former football coach, but it wasn't him, obviously. Lou Holtz had Tourette's, and he was a weird little guy, and he was annoying as shit. We let him be on the team, but he had like ringworm. He was gross. And so he got drunk at one of our parties, and then so he was downstairs, and he fell asleep on our pool table. And somebody was trying to play pool. He just got up on like a old midget, laid down on it, and then went to sleep. And he wouldn't move. When people were like, "Hey, get off the fucking table," he just go and kind of bite that because he's a little shithead. And so my buddy Stu came over and just his guy sleeping with his mouth open. So Stu goes, "Oh, I know how to change this channel," and he just pulled out his dick and
that's not how Stu talks.
He pissed right in that guy's mouth. What?
That's not how Stu talked.
You know Stu?
Isn't he the one from your story that talked like this?
No, that's Smoke 'em Up Jim.
Oh, my bad.
Different guy. Yeah, Stu is the one that had a giant cock. Stu was the one I tried to get on retail 5 times because he's all my retail stories from Lowe's, but he didn't show up. But Stu pissed in this guy's mouth, and like he stood like a good foot away, but then like Rainbow like jump shotted it in a perfect shot. And the guy's sleeping like I know, and he started to gargle. And at one point he got up, and he spit all the piss out and goes, "Don't do it again," and then laid back down. And it's like, why would you lay like that? And he went back to sleep. And then another guy, Jamie, came over and pissed in his mouth more. And the guy stopped pissing in his mouth. And he goes, "Once he learns to sleep with his mouth closed, we will."
I could learn from their technique.
It was good technique. Yeah, like a little rainbow jumper going right. Just dumped home. It was fantastic.
I did get into a fight with the kid that was beating up Charlie Quackenbush. Because, I don't remember.
He's not going to see this. You can say Tom.
But it was the kid the half Asian kid that beat him up. But I was at this kid Nick's house, and I don't remember what we started arguing about. But it just got
I'm the bully. You pissed on him.
Yeah.
Wait, what? No,
Like, you're like,
no.
hey, you bullied that Tommy kid. And he's like, I'm the bully. You pissed on him.
Yeah.
I not bullied that round. Who a bully?
It was kind of
I
like
not a bully. You put piss on the guy.
It was kind of a weird
Honorable damn round, not dishonorable.
It was kind of a weird rock paper scissors circle of bullying that was going on. But like at some point we got into.
That's what I mean. It's like Gotham City.
Yeah. But at some point I was like,
oh, the Littler.
Like we were talking shit to each other, and I like shoved him down, and I just sat on his face, and I was making fart noises.
What?
And then he
with your butt? Wait, fart noises because you were farting? Or
no,
you were,
just with my mouth. Like I'm not that talented.
I like how you're like, well, I'm gonna fake the noise. You're still sitting on a man's face.
That's true, but then
I
like
feel bad for you, Dan. Now I feel like it's karma. Like I feel like you deserved all these horrible things that happened in retail.
Yeah, I didn't realize that one time you ruined a man's day.
It could be true, but this kid like wriggled out from underneath him. I want to be clear that I'm talking about I'm not talking about Charlie Quackenbush right now. I'm talking about the kid who kicked him and the kid who like made his life miserable. Like I got into a fight with him and I sat on his head and I was making fart noises, and then he just like wrestled his way free, and then I was not very confident in my fighting abilities. So afterward, I just kind of like was getting ready to make an escape, and he had like this plastic sword, like a toy sword, and he just like whacked me up on the side of the head with this plastic sword, and he just like scratched the shit out of the side of my face, and then he just like got me again on the other side, and then I ran down the stairs and I was like making my escape. But meanwhile, he went to the kitchen and he got out a bunch of eggs, and as I was like running down the stairs from the front of his house, he was taking eggs and he was just like whipping them down at me, and I was like dodging eggs. It was pretty exciting, I must say.
It was nuts.
So maybe that's hopefully like that's like redeeming for all of my past transgressions.
No,
we had a kid named Will in our friend group at the one school I went to, and Will was like Rain Man, but he was funny. He just had his own quirks. My favorite thing about Will was he liked to eat bruised apples because he said they were juicier. So to bruise the apple, he would just take it and smash it against his head.
Yikes.
And then, like, obviously you see that as a sixth grade and you're like, that's hilarious. And we'd be like, apple smash, and he'd do it. But there was this kid who was like 4 foot who started trying to bully Will because he realized he was like a little autistic and thought he could. And my friend group just like made it our personal mission to make the short kid's life hell. Like we would sing songs about him, like being short, like it's all right to be little bitty, little big town, and like that. Like we would sing that as he walked around behind him, like it was his theme song and all this stuff. So eventually, the 5 of us got pulled into the guidance counselor's office because when you go to private school, you don't go to the principal first. You go to the guidance counselor. She kind of is like the initial judge to determine what happens next. She's like, so I hear you guys are some bullies. And I was like, I feel like that's a jaded side of the story. And she was like, you're not going to play your chess with me. I know you're a chess master. And I kind of like gave her a shocked look. And she was like, yeah, I know more about you than you know I know about you. And at that point, because this was like a Christian school, the autistic kid Will just stood up, threw his chair, and went, "You're the devil." She was like, "What?" And he's like, "That's what they taught us in religion class. That's what the devil says." And he's like holding his chair like he's taming a lion. And so like the 4 of us are just sitting there like, yeah, we're sticking up for this kid like against this other kid. She's like, "Well, that's not how we solve things." And I was like, well, you really haven't solved the situation. And like, meanwhile, the whole time Will is like shrieking, "You're the devil! You're the goddamn devil!" And then eventually the principal comes in and he's like, "All right, you 3 just stop being dicks. Go to class." And like, he sits down and talks to Will. Will comes out a little bit later and we're like, "What happened, buddy?" And he's like, "Yeah, dude, I got to go to 1 more counseling session a week." We're like, dude, like, are you okay?" And he's like, "Yeah. I knew if I freaked out, you guys wouldn't get in trouble." And we're like, "Oh, Will, you're the man."
Speaking of smashing things up against your own skull, when I worked up at ShopRite, there was this kid named Tony who worked in non-foods, and he would always break things. Like I remember my brother was telling me one time that he walked into the non-foods department, and this kid Tony was like taking light bulbs and just dropping them on the floor. And like he was like, "What are you doing?" And he was like, "I'm trying to break the glass, but not like the little electrical filaments inside." Like he was just making a game out of like smashing all the product. And sometimes this guy Tony would come into the produce back room and he would just start breaking stuff. Like he just like throws things around the wall. He'd be breaking, like he took like this cookie tin, and he was just smashing it up against his head and like denting it. And he would just go like ape shit and just wreck everything. And he like one redeeming quality about him is that whenever he would just smash up the back room, he'd always help pick things up and clean up. But like one time I was just doing my work and he just came in and started going ape shit and Tasmanian deviling the whole freaking produce back room. And like, I don't know what I was thinking. I think this was back in the days when I would get into these food fights with that other kid, Shaquan. And
Shaquan.
Yeah, and I was like, we would always I don't know what I was thinking.
Quackenbush.
I don't know what I was thinking, because this guy Tony was like, he was muscular, like he was like a bodybuilder almost, and he would just smash things. And so like one day he came and he was wrecking everything, and I just took this vegetable bin and I was like, I don't know if I was sick of him breaking stuff in the back room. He did help clean it up, but for some reason I just took this vegetable bin and I threw it at him, and it was like a heavy watermelon bin, and this dude just caught it out of the air, just set it down, and then he started picking things up and started chucking them at me. And so I like ducked through the double doors of the produce back room, and this was like during the time of the can sale, where like all the cans were on sale, so they'd have like these giant towers of pallets of cans.
Can sale. What was on sale?
Canned
you don't know about that, Bobby? Though? Do you know about the can sale?
Yes, I did. I was just
when
making a joke.
I grew up, I hated that commercial.
Can, shop right, can.
Fuck off.
But anyway, this guy Tony, all of a sudden he went rogue. Like he was just like he was angry at me, and he would just start taking these cans and he was like whipping them at me like a baseball pitcher. And I was like, holy shit! And I was like dodging behind pallets, and then I forget exactly how I escaped the first time, but somehow I disappeared into the warehouse, and then I came back later, and I climbed up on this tower of cans, and I was like way on the top, because like you could climb up a shorter stack of cans, and I would always climb the shelves anyway. So I was able to climb up the wall, and I was just perched on top of this big pile of pallets of cans, and I was like looking down from like right outside the produce back door, and this kid Tony like burst out of the door, and he was like stalking around looking for me, and I was like, oh,
slowly felt a drip of cold warm liquid on his forehead.
Yeah.
Dan sniping him from on top of the pallet.
Man, I wish I thought of that. No, he probably would have like ripped my penis off. But he was like, he was like in a state of like, you know how when Vikings went berserk and they would just like, they would kill people and they were like mad with rage. It looked like that. But after a while he calmed down, and then he came back, and then like we made friends again. But I feel like I almost died that day.
Yeah, I feel like that happened a lot at your work.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, was this like where they trained the mentally ill back to get back in the workforce, or what? Like, how did you find these people?
Some of them were criminals. These people. Like the kid Shaquan that I think I talked about this in another podcast, but this kid would talk about how he'd play basketball and like gang members would come up and like pistol whip him in the face. And like they're like West Haven, you know, when I was working as a substitute teacher in Milford, like people would say, oh, Mr. Brown's from the ghetto. And I didn't really think of it at the time, because like if you know anything about ghettos and you know anything about West Haven is not really the ghetto. But
there
sometimes
are sections that are.
Yeah, but I think like sometimes I think back about West Haven and I was like, maybe it was the ghetto. Maybe there was a little bit of ghetto behavior. Because I've seen
know where isn't the ghetto?
Where?
East Hartford, where we all three.
West Hartford. East Hartford's way nicer than they're actually both nice, but West Hartford's bougie.
Is that where we're going?
Yeah, we're going a good one. Yeah, we're not going to be the
West Hartford. We're in West Hartford.
West Hartford.
West Hartford, where all three of us and if he's still alive and remembers that we have a show, because he's old as shit, Frank Mergalo will all be this Saturday at 8 p.m. We need you to come out. If you can't come out, I get it, but send your friends. Particularly
Tickets
your
are $20. You can
19
get them
to
online.
24-year-old single girlfriends who are
Yeah.
whores. That's mainly our demo. Whores. Please send your
Listen, here's the best way to get the
to our
ticket.
show.
Go to Eventbrite. Just look up POS Comedy Night. You'll see all our dumb faces buy a ticket. If not, come to the door. You can buy tickets there. And if it's sad enough, maybe I'll even get you a deal at the door. Who gives a fuck? But it's a special deal. For $50, you get a Dan Brown pee and greet. Come in, you lay down, Dan pisses all the fuck over you, and then you feel better about yourself.
Yeah.
As an Asian guy cheers you on. That's the Dan Brown pee. Come out to the show. It's at the Elbow Room, West Hartford, Saturday night, 8 o'clock. It's going to be fun. Bobby, me, Dan, all the fun we're having here, plus Frank. Come on out, support. If you're in Connecticut, if you're in Massachusetts, it's close for you. If you're in Western Mass as well, it's easy to get to. Awesome place. They have good food upstairs. It's a good, fun little club, so come check it out. Dan, what do you have to promote?
Oh, that's about it. The Elbow Room show on the 31st.
Where can people follow you and see your animation? You have a new one.
At Ghosty Films on YouTube. There's a new KR47 cartoon called Dreams. And at Ghosty Films on just about everything except for Instagram, where I'm Dan Brown Comedy.
I just tagged you wrong. Anyway, like Ghosty, whoever Ghosty Films is, welcome to our world. Over on that one. Bobby.
Check out the Eastside Dave Show with Roy Harder every Tuesday at 7:30 on Compound Media. Check out the How Could You Forget the USA over on Compound Media's YouTube. We just broke 30,000 views. We're having a lot of fun over there. I'll be at the Elbow Room. I've got some Scotty's dates coming up soon, like mid-September. So if you want to come out, let me know. And yeah.
Get over on the Patreon. We got some awesome shows on there right now. It's the Jacko Retro is a real fun one. You can check out this episode as soon as it's up. So if you're not on there, if you see this now on Patreon, then it's not on the Patreon anymore. But you know what I mean. Just get over there, join us, have fun. For those $3 a month, you get tons of content. Good fucking time. And like we've been saying, we're going to start looking for a new replacement for when Frank dies. And we want to choose it from our Patreon people. So if you're a Patreon member, those $3 a month, you want to be part of it. We're going to choose from you first. You're a Patreon member. You subscribe to the show. You tell us you want to get an audition. We'll let you host and be part of the show. And if you do well, we'll pick you and you're there. But we're going to help out the people that support the show. So do that. Get over to, speaking of support the show, Silk City Hot Sauce. They're awesome. They're amazing. Go over to their site. We joke around all the time. It's fucking amazing stuff. Go over. It's a good gift for anyone you know. So go over to their site, silkcityhotsauce.com. Use the promo code POS to save 15%. And get yourself some awesome sauce.
And if you're in the market for some CBD, Ariel, hit up Wendy or Max. Go through those guys.
Right. But we're going to have a real link and things very soon. They're
yeah.
around. We're going to take care of them.
In the meantime, if you're like, damn, I need some CBD, hit them up and they'll get you going a while.
Or come to the show on Saturday and I'll sell you these 4 pills I have right now.
And remember, don't be a piece of shit.
Yeah. And don't forget we own a Twink now. So we did that. There you go. We own that guy. Twink Fighter.